Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Generation X proudly brings to you its tag team champions of the world. The Road Dogg Jesse James, the badass Billy Gunn, the new age outlaw, baby.
Are they still in Age Outlaws considering that one's a producer for NXT and the other one's on Wednesday nights?
He's at that Pissant Company?
Yeah, he's at that Pissant Company. Yes.
I feel like they're still close. Like they at least got to be fishing buddies, but you got to be close somehow.
I mean, they both from Florida, right?
Yeah. Is Road Dogg better?
I haven't heard an update since the last time, so I hope so.
We'll see what happens.
We definitely need to find out. If not, get well soon. Get well soon.
Yeah, man.
Jesse James, what they call it.
I feel like I always start off the episode with something outlandish or something off the wall. So, here's my swing for the fences. If they're gonna win around calling Apollo Crews Hitman, the commander or whatever his name is, if that's the case, I'm the West Side Warships. That's all I got.
What can you do, man? What can you do?
Come on, man.
Oh, man.
Running around Umaga's finisher with the tongue out and everything. I didn't even peep that until Tim said it. And I was just like, wait, what is Tim talking about? I saw it last night. I'm like, y'all bogus. First of all, I'm going to start off with some heat. Umaga at least should have got a more legit. Oh, you said, sorry, Joe. I'll give you your credit. I'll give you your flowers while you're still here. It ain't like you going nowhere, though. That's why you still here. Hey, you just got to put some respect on it, though, at the same time.
Yeah.
Baby.
I'm just glad you didn't come out here trying to swag on us with the cross earrings. We me and Tim try to do our best. I'm out of the black today. I normally got the all black on. I try to classy the place up with a little Daniel Bryan. But back to that, no, it's just like, first of all, Umaga should have got like an upper mid card legit run. And they kept killing that dude's push every time. That's all I gotta say about that though.
I honestly think he gave Cena one of his only 5-star matches. Well,
he did. That last extended was brutal.
Yeah. That was a brutal match, and I think that's probably one of the most compelling matches that John Cena's ever done, besides probably the one with Batista.
I would say his two best matches were against Punk personally. That's just me, but Umaga one was definitely his top 5 at the Royal Rumble that last man standing.
If I have to do Cena's top,
and then the Shawn Michaels one, the hour match.
Right, the five matches with the match is, I think it's one of them is with Randy. One of them is with Shawn. One of them is the CM Punk Chicago one is my favorite one. The Umaga one, and then I think one of them is with Triple H. I just don't remember if it's the WrestleMania one or if it's another one altogether.
Yeah, I just was gonna say, like, I think y'all hit it on the head with those 5. He got one with Batista, one with Randy. I would say, would you say Hell in the Cell with Randy?
I think that's the one.
Okay.
I don't know. I just lost touch with him in Orton. I just saw it too often. So to be objective about it, I'm not going to bury it. I'm just going to say I saw it a lot. I would say it just happened in front of the wrong crowd. I would say, but the one against KO at Elimination Chamber is up there for me too.
Against who?
Kevin Owens at Elimination Chamber.
Oh my God, that one too.
So we got your 5, Joe. So KG, round your 5 out. Because you just said you said about 3.
I said 2 against Punk, because the one on Monday Night Raw when Punk did the pile driver and Cena did the Hurricane run it. That's 2 of them. I'd say the one against Umaga, the hour long against Shawn Michaels, and then the one against KO. That's my 5.
Nice.
The hour long match on Raw when they were like in the UK or somewhere. That's all I got. Well, you know what? Yeah. Scratch that. I'd take the one out against Punk. As much as I like it on Raw, I'm gonna put the one against DB at SummerSlam.
That Raw was pretty good, though.
It
man.
was. I don't want to take it out, but I don't want to be a mark for Punk. That's all. It's just to put him two in there.
Yeah, but I can totally see why. Like, especially when we talking about that one, because he pulled that power drive out. Nobody was expecting that. The crowd was hot for that match. It wasn't like they was, like just booing Cena after building that particular night. It was like there was an energy there that night between those guys. And a lot of people will hate to admit it, but Punk and Cena had chemistry. So it wasn't like it was out of the realm of reality that these dudes could have great matches together. It's just one was the golden boy and one wasn't. It's just what it was.
Yeah, because even in that Night at Champions match when Punk came out with New York Yankees ring in Boston, that was a good one. So yeah, I hated the ending, but the match itself was good when they did the double pin. I just hate when pay-per-views end like that. But they got heat on Punk.
CM Punk, but like if I go through CM Punk's 5-star matches, like now you put me in a bind because he's had some like really underground matches that people don't talk about and his championship run alone. Like no one talks about the Daniel Bryan match that he had with Daniel Bryan at what was that at
Over the Limit.
Over the Limit. Like that was a really good fucking match until the ending with his wife. Shit. But the point of the match was fucking amazing. He actually made a match with Brock Lesnar actually really fucking good.
Yeah, that's one of his best WWE matches. Because if you go all the way, if you include stuff outside of it, then you got to talk about his hour-long draw against Samoa Joe and all that too, in Ring of Honor. So
you got to talk about that one with Joe. You got to talk about the one with AJ, Ring of Honor, that one too. That no one talks about because that was like 20, 25 minutes, but it was just nonstop action. His stuff with Chris Hero. See, Punk has an extended catalog of just being a great professional wrestler and just knowing the mindset of a wrestling fan. And that's something you can't teach. Like people you have it or you don't. And Punk has it's some shit where he's made like the match with Chris Jericho, for example, or whatever, that no one talked about at WrestleMania. That was actually a good fucking match. And the science behind that, I think if they'd have gave him at least towards the end of the fucking card, it'd have got more interest, but everyone got it late. So.
And then one last thing too, speaking of like some of his matches, I kind of lost my train of thought. We can kind of get into the highlights after this. There was one other match that came to mind when I was thinking about. I don't know why I lost my train of thought. Who was it against? We're talking about the DB matches. He arguably got Taker's last great match out of him. Yeah, 29.
At WrestleMania. Oh, absolutely. That was a great match.
That was a great match.
So he kind of came out in Taker's colors too, which was kind of like the trolling thing. Yeah. Well, his old school colors before Taker switched over to the purple logo. He came out with old school. Yeah. So he came out with the gray and purple on. So.
All right. Before we leave the Punk talk, I know we got a response from Will Ospreay, and they're trying to make that particular match happen. But before we talk about the likeliness of that match happening, current day WWE roster, who would you like to see Punk face if he just so happened came back for like a year? Be it from SmackDown, be it from Raw, be it from NXT. What's one person that you'd like to see him face?
I can't do one. I gotta do 3.
Just do one from each if you want to. That's fine.
Okay. NXT is Johnny Gargano. Raw is Ricochet. SmackDown is... Damn, it's a tie between Cesaro.
You gotta think about it.
It's a tie between Cesaro and Aleister Black, if I have to do it.
All right, just to be different, I'm gonna go Tommaso Ciampa. Raw, I'm gonna go. Ironically, it's difficult not because the roster's bad, but just because I'm trying to pick like the one person. And it also depends on if he's heel or face too. See, because with the Johnny Gargano thing, I was like, Punk has to be the heel for me to get interested in that. But like, I'd still love it either way, the actual match itself, but like just the build. SmackDown, I'm gonna go Kevin Owens. Raw, I'll go Drew McIntyre.
I'm there with you on Raw. Like,
the only reason it took me a little while is because I was just like trying to think between Drew, Matt Riddle, and who's the other person I was thinking of? The battle actually interests me, but like I wouldn't be like necessarily clamoring for it. Maybe Bray Wyatt, just because we didn't fully get to see that. We kind of got a tease of it, and I feel like maybe that could have put Bray Wyatt on the map if they really
just finished their story.
Yeah, because they would have built him a little slower. Like they teased it, but
okay. I like that answer of Drew because, to be honest, for me personally, it was either Drew or Ricochet. But being that we building Drew, into this main event guy, and Drew's awesome. I think that's the way you go for Raw. For SmackDown, as much as I want to say the Tribal Chief, I'm gonna say Sami Zayn, man. I want to see him against Sami Zayn. Let's see. And for NXT, I'm a book like Vince. I want to see him against Karrion Kross.
I did definitely see that working. I was tempted to say Cross. But going back to like who gets an honorable mention for SmackDown, definitely Cesaro. But you know what? Actually, I would have loved to see that when we got like Prime Punk. I don't know if I want to see it now. I don't know.
What?
It depends. Go ahead, Joe.
I think we got to think about what Punk we want too. Like, are we doing summer of Punk, or are we doing in his bag one of the greatest heels ever, Punk?
We do either. That's what's so good.
It depends on the person. Yeah, like Drew, obviously, he's probably going to have to be heel Punk. Karrion, he's going to be the face. So it's going to be, what was the shirt he had? 367, 24/7 or some shit. I can't remember.
365, whatever. Needs the faces.
Yeah, needs the faces. Like, that would probably be who would face Karrion. Sammy, I think you just get the best in the world, Punk. Like, I just think those guys, did they have any matches as El Generico and Punk back in the Indies or no?
Probably. Did they? Because I don't know. I trust Joe's word. I just don't know how long Sammy's been doing it.
Probably a PWG one. Because I didn't realize PWG was out that far back. That's where some of the Christmas Hero, this hero stuff happened. And honestly, bro, I didn't realize how many people CM Punk has wrestled. Like, I know it's known fact that he wrestled Tyler Black in the, but I didn't realize he also wrestled John Moxley at one point before he was like really John Moxley. So he's literally wrestled everyone under the sun. Like, he's literally, and he gets it. Like, he understands it. Like, the fact that, look, if Colt Cabana can still go, CM Punk can still go. I don't care what anyone says.
Agreed, and that's why I was saying just WWE specifically, because I don't know about everyone on the AEW roster, but I'm pretty sure we'll get a first. Yeah, like Kenny's a no-brainer, but we'll get a lot of first. I think if he was in All Elite versus WWE, where it's going to be like some return matches with some certain guys, but you do got some room for certain first offs. You know what I'm saying?
I think with the WWE style, in order for it would just be more beneficial if he was an AEW, because AEW is more so built for the drama with their style. Like some of the styles, like the stuff that people complain about with wrestling, with like the thigh slaps, dramatic things where people like take power bombs and they bounce right up or whatever. That would just go good with CM Punk's style now. As an older guy, you don't have to do as many like maneuvers and everything else or whatever at this point, whatever. Just because, like, for example, the Rock and Cena match, both of them were lackluster just because the Rock was past his prime, even though he was in great shape. And Cena, 5 moves of doom guy. He's not gonna give you a lot of matches.
Which is why that second match,
main event Jay,
they should have just did a triple threat that second match. Like, it shouldn't have been a twice in a lifetime thing. You should have just made Punk. Hell, Punk probably would still be wrestling today if they did that. If we're just being honest here.
Because see, this is the thing though. This is the thing though, why they didn't do that. And not to cut nobody off on this. But if you put The Rock, John Cena, and CM Punk Prime Pipe Bomb promo CM Punk. That match makes so much money now and makes sense to them now, but WWE always gets it late. Like they're thinking about it now and they're like, wait a minute. Every match we put him in, he's always giving us a good promo, a good pipe bomb, and always something good. Like the Triple H, for example, the Triple H Night of Champions match. Remember line, this is Phil Brooks talking to Paul Levesque. Yo! Fourth wall, ninth wall broken. I don't care. That match would have been one of the most hyped up matches ever in the history of history. Because they could talk shit. They could all talk their shit.
Yeah. They dropped the ball with that too, with all that running and stuff. That shows you like they booked that too soon in the first place. Yeah. That should have been a WrestleMania match if they're going to do that. Secondly, they also dropped the ball. I agree with the triple threat. They dropped the ball by doing Rock and Punk that soon. That should have either been saved for WrestleMania or they should have did Streak versus title. Streak versus title streak. It should have been for the WWE Championship. Punk versus Taker.
Yeah.
That should have been the main event, honestly. That's because like people really weren't. I didn't say people weren't behind it, but like, did we really need to see Rock and Cena again?
No.
Right.
Like just for Cena to get his win back? Yeah, not me personally. But going back to Punk real quick, and I almost kind of cut Joe off. I'm gonna let him go back to what he's gonna say real quick. I'm gonna go real fast. It's interesting. He was asked about AEW, and Punk talked about people that interested him. I don't think he named MJF, and I think that would be funny in terms of promos. But he named like Darby Allin, Will Hobbs, Ricky Starks. I know for sure he named them as people like he'd be kind of interested in seeing get a push / working with. I think he did say so.
Oh, did we lose Joe? I think we lost Joe for a second there. Yeah, man. I guess MJF was probably going to be the obvious glaring option there, so that's probably why he didn't mention him per se. But that is one. Hearing them cats back and forth on the mic, I mean, you got a comparison of what that could be right now with MJF and Jericho right now. Over there in the feud that's taking place. So, but to me, man, and call me crazy. I'm not gonna sit there and act like I'm just the end all be all on this, but it kind of seems like the older Punk has gotten, the more he kind of like just focuses on WWE shit. Like anytime he ever really talks about a possible return, it's about possibly returning to the E. He doesn't necessarily say he'd go here or go there, which I find kind of to be interesting. But
it's probably twofold thing. It's like one, they'll probably offer him the biggest payday, as much money, even though Shad Khan has more money than Vince. It's still like we have to realize how many other avenues he's running his money through, as far as the Jacksonville Jaguars, and then football, as they call it, across the rest of the world. He's he has a team. What is it? Which football? Forget which organization he's running in Premier League, but yeah, it just shows you like he has how much money that dude has. But so it's one of those things where it just makes the most sense for Punk to go back to WWE. I'd be intrigued with AEW matchups, but because even Daniel Bryan was talking about people, and that's another thing. Because his contract's coming up. He named some people he wanted to work with in AEW. He said something about Jungle Boy. Who else did he name? I know for a fact he said Jungle Boy. Kenny Omega's an obvious. He didn't name Kenny Omega, but I think it's like maybe with like someone saying with Punk, that says some things are just obvious. But
Okashi.
He said somebody on the Indies too, in like the Mexican promotion he wanted to work with. But
see,
here's it.
El Bandito.
Yeah, that's what he said. But here's the thing. So if Punk goes there, here's a dream matchup for you: Punk and DB versus Young Bucks.
I threw up in my mouth right now. Awesomeness. I just threw up in my stomach. Couldn't take it.
That'd be. But see, that's why they need to like think about possibly doing a cross promotion thing, where like and here's the thing: the only people that don't care about the quote unquote wins and losses, who beat who, would probably be the promoters. And that's why like maybe you go 50-50. And maybe if you book a top champion, maybe you book them in a Survivor Series type match where, of course, Vince isn't going to let, or Calvin, as we call him, isn't going to let Roman lose to Kenny and vice versa. But maybe that's why you build like a, and since we're doing a cross promotion thing, maybe you do the Shield versus the Elite.
That's fucked up.
Then you get Mox, yeah, right?
All that shit is fucked up. Like all that is
The Young Bucks and Kenny Omega versus the Shield.
Do you realize how many wrestling fans right now just like came in and jizzing their pants just now with that actually happening?
Yes.
That whole thing was just satisfying just to hear the Shield versus the Elite. Oh my god, that's gonna sell out. That if you just say, I guarantee you like this, and this is how good this match is. If you say for one night, we will do AEW versus All, and have them do things like New Japan.
Yeah, that's it, right.
And then the end of the night, the Elite versus the Shield, and just leave that. Oh my god!
And they got possibilities with the women matches too. Like if they want to do, you know what? Like give me like Thunder Rosa versus Io or Sasha. So that's what I'm saying. Like you got different possibilities where it's like, and you don't even have to limit them to one match. And then after that, maybe you do like, or Thunder versus Charlotte or something like that. So it's just a lot of possibilities that they finally just like say, you know what, we're gonna open the door and we're gonna have these cross promotional matches. And like I said, you can combine people. It doesn't have to you just be AEW or WWE, but the Shield thing obviously will be combined teams. You could do a you know, the young and up and comers type thing where you could do like we could get like you know, reunite DIY versus that's another, even though I said that, if you don't have to do the Shield versus the Elite, you can do DIY versus Young Bucks.
If you really, Bronson Reed versus Luchasaurus.
No. Now you're just trolling. You're out of control, sir.
That would be a good match.
You are out of control. What was I saying? Oh, like Velvet, like in terms of, even though we haven't seen him in a while, in terms of like guys who everyone thinks is the quote unquote future, you do like MJF versus Velveteen. Stuff like that. I don't know. It's just like unlimited possibilities. Oh, last one I got, I promise. Ready for this? Drum roll, please. Can I? Ray Phoenix versus Ricochet.
That's the one right there, man.
That's all I got.
That's the freaking one right there. Yeah. Because Ray Phoenix is each week he's rising in my ranks. He's like up there, dude. Like he's
one top of my 5, favorite. Dog.
Top five.
Fave 5.
Fave 5, my boy Ray Phoenix. Yeah, no, man. I haven't seen a bad match from this guy yet. Like everything he's in, you know, it's just, is it gonna have some spot fest stuff going on? Of course, whatever. But they do it so effortlessly and tight. You know, it's real snug. So you're not necessarily seeing all of the behind the scene tricks and stuff. Like some of these camera angles, you can't just help but to, you know what I'm saying, see what's going on now. But I think Ray Phoenix is a premier talent, and that would definitely be a match I'd like to see, for sure.
Yeah, it's just so many crazy possibilities if they open things up. I guess I'd love to see them do stuff like that.
I'm taking the Sasha and Thunder Rosa over Thunder Rosa and Charlotte, though.
No, I'd like to see, but yeah.
I'd like to see Charlotte kind of make somebody. And right now, as far as who's on the AEW roster, that's like going to come up, still, I guess, quote unquote, green as people like to say.
Yep, I know what you're gonna say. Go ahead, there though.
Jade.
Yeah, that's money.
Jade Cargill. She has the stature, the build, the presence. Since I've seen her in a ring, that's immediately who I wanted to see her against. If we couldn't get Charlotte versus her, I think Bianca would be another good one for
Rhea.
Or Rhea, yeah. Or even Becky, hell. You know, even though I was going to say Becky Becky versus
Becky and Britt would make more sense to me because they could shit talk each other.
And maybe Bailey versus or no, not Bailey, Asuka, because you can do Asuka and Hakuro. How you say that?
Hikaru Shida.
Her. Yeah, I can't say that name for shit.
No, it's just there's an unlimited possibilities. Like I said, if they actually open things up, and but like the one person I'm trying to figure out, and this is crazy, that I can't figure somebody out for, is Walter.
Adam Hangman Page, maybe.
Or
because I don't want to say a typical meathead. You could go with Wardrobe. Am I saying his name right? Shit.
Wardlow. There's no corrections over here.
Yeah, you could go with him, but me personally, I would probably want Adam Hangman Page. Like I think that would probably be a good one for Walter.
Versus Walter?
Yeah.
No. This is gonna sound out of left field. It's gonna sound stupid, but I'm gonna say it anyway.
Scrap Daddy.
No, not versus. If I had to have a match with anybody in
oh god.
If I had to have a match with anybody in AEW versus Walter, I'll give you 3. Let's see how it goes. If you give me a match versus Walter versus obviously Ray Phoenix is one of them, but we don't know how it's gonna go. Pac, because smaller guys he just does really good with. And then for the bigger guy, can't think of his name.
See, here's the thing where I'm having difficulty picking just one person, because some of these guys fit multiple matches. Like I said, like the Shield versus the Elite. But the only person that really fits to me is Moxley versus Walter. Just from a brawling standpoint, where there's two guys who just beat the crap out of each other and just not gonna care.
That's too.
Okay. It's too violent. Yeah, I know.
That's so but my soul to watch what people to watch literally beat the hell out of each other. I feel like.
But and we'll get into highlights. I promise, folks. This is the last one. If we're gonna go to full on Elite, we gotta do combined teams. Once again, we take Moxley out of AEW, put him with the Shield. We gotta do the Shield and New Day versus the Elite. All 5 of them are the Elite.
Xavier's gonna shine in that match.
But who do you take out of New Day though? Because there's no 6th member of the Elite unless you want to put somebody as an honorary member. Because the Shield is 3 guys. The Elite would be Young Bucks, Cody, Hangman, and Kenny.
They would if they had to. Now listen, just because Kenny Omega loves Big E, it'll probably be the Young Bucks and Kenny versus New Day, because he thinks, and I think I would like to agree with him. If Big E goes anywhere, he's a main event sensation, a main event star. I personally think that with a WWE formula, Big E's a main event star, and then if you put him anywhere else, he's gonna be one of those guys that you can just really use for any and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very underrated mic-wise. He's very, very talented in the ring, and people don't realize his moveset is being handicapped because they're asking him to handicap himself for some of these other matches. Like him and Apollo getting 25 to 30 minutes or whatever, you would see new moves out of Big E and be amazed. Because every time there's a 30-minute match with Big E or whatever, he gives you something new, gives you something different or whatever, that him and Austin Creed come up with or whatever at that point. So yeah, man, that's crazy.
It's just unlimited possibilities, honestly. Can't believe we left my boy D. Bry out in the cold. It's because he matched up against everyone, I guess. It's hard to pick one person for him.
Daniel Bryan right now can actually wrestle. Daniel Bryan can wrestle this damn laptop, and I'll watch and be like, that's actually a 4-star match.
Kind of like Edge?
Yeah. I'm surprised Edge is still as good as he is, to be honest with you. That's not to be an asshole, but I'm just...
No, I agree.
Yeah, I am flat.
So if you gave Cody his own match, I mean, Cody, is homegrown from WWE, but who would you have him have a match against?
Prince versus Prince, man.
No,
The Prince versus the Prince.
you make this shit just about the drama. Triple H.
You gave him Triple H because he destroyed the throne.
You do Triple H, and every time you play the promo, you play No Church in the Wild. Boom, there you go. You're welcome.
There's backstory there for sure, so I wouldn't be opposed to that at all. If you gave Cody his own match, like there's no way I'd be like, oh no, yeah, I definitely down with that.
I would, bro. I'd be down for that. Honestly, just because Cody has surprised me some of his matches. The thing of this is that I wish WWE would do is open their eyes to possibilities of what they could be doing. If I was WWE, I'd be like, listen, I have so much talent that I'm not able to use it. They bought Evolve. They bought ICW, which are basically their like OVWs and their smaller crops. I am telling indie wrestlers, go there. We'll give you a look. I'm not even doing tryouts anymore. I'm like, go there, we'll give you a look. And I'm having them go up against the best. I'm having Ricochet be like Evolve champion and shit and facing off and some of these guys. Because Eddie Kingston's from Evolve. No one remembers that when he was like a tag team champion and was still cutting some of the skating promos or whatever. Same thing with that other guy that's in AEW. The blue collar guy or whatever, which is where they got the gimmick for Otis from. The blue collar guy. Also, who else was that? What's the other guy's name? Well, Zack Sabre was in it, all those guys, whatever. I would just use those Evolve promotions, some of those other promotions, just go from there. You're not doing anything else with them, you might as well just put them down there. And the Aleister Black thing looks stupid. I want to know what you guys think about that. It looks stupid.
Yeah, but getting to the week that was, Monday Night Raw, one of the standouts for me was Randy Orton versus Matt Riddle. I was surprised at the outcome. I for sure thought they were going to like bury Riddle. Not because last week they kind of buried him. And I was thinking that like maybe he pissed someone off. I heard they took the U.S. strap off of him because he wasn't supposed to win it in the first place. We were trying to find a way to get it on Keith Lee. But yeah, no, I thought him and Orton had a hell of a match on Monday Night Raw. Joe, was there any highlights from Raw for you?
Hey,
no, if that's your answer, it's your answer. We're the hot take. We're not going to tell each other we're wrong unless it's like something like you saying Soulja Boy.
Soulja Boy and Bow Wow was a great team.
Oh no, you didn't say Soulja Boy. You said Bow Wow. My fault. I keep misquoting you. I'm sorry, sir. I apologize.
Soulja and Bow Wow will be the best tag team, and you call them Paw Patrol. Wow.
So somebody mute his mic.
Paw Patrol. Oh, look who's coming out. God damn it, it's Paw Patrol. Damn them. Damn them. That man has a family.
Unfortunately,
I think everyone has families and no one should be subjected to seeing that.
JR is on the other brain, so yeah.
Do you
can't steal his juice.
Do you understand the thought of hearing Michael Cole say, "Great move, vintage Bow Wow"?
Honestly, I said I'm gonna say my negativity for my golden shovel. I almost went in, not on you, on Michael Cole.
Oh, I have changed my golden shovel now, ladies and gentlemen. It is different. It is very different. That's who my golden shovel is going to. I'm ready now. Anyway, so this is the thing with Raw. I don't have any good things to go off with Raw just because I saw somebody who I kind of want to shout them out with their video. I'm gonna shout them out. I don't remember what the name of it. Actual YouTube channel is. They gave me 10 top reasons why Raw is bad, and all the reasons are mainly just because it's too long, storylines are different every week, and the writers switched up at the time of the show, like not like hours before. Like literally within like 5-10 minutes before someone started to do a promo, they give them something else. So now it's not as good. I like the Riddle and Orton match, but the outcome was kind of funny just because he kind of Randy Orton get taken aback, and I think he likes Matt Riddle, which pretty awesome. But that's about it for like the highlights of it. Everything was trash. The Sheamus thing with Humberto was why? Like, why are we doing that? And then
why are we pushing Sheamus in 2021?
And then, well, no, not even why we push Sheamus. Like, let's make it. I mean, I just want it to make sense. Like, I just want it to make sense. Same thing with like the Viking Raiders going up against the Not Hurt Business again. Make it make sense, and then them getting squashed again.
Yeah. I can see what you're saying with. I don't want to put words in my mouth. I see what you're saying. Not that you said it's not just pushing Sheamus thing. It's like why bury Humberto we haven't seen on TV in that long when you could have possibly highlighted him a little bit. Like at least like that made no sense to someone to do an open challenge match and then like we don't have a match.
Exactly.
And there's no history between them for that to happen. Like it wasn't like Riddle or something was supposed to get a rematch and Sheamus just didn't want to fight them in an actual rematch. Like you just have him attack this random person after saying, you know what, I'm gonna do an open challenge.
It
made no sense.
That's perfect. Like that's the perfect way of saying it, bro. That's exactly how I would say it. Because it doesn't make any sense. So
like you say, up next, Sheamus is open challenge, and then we don't have an actual match. For the people that are fans of Sheamus, bless your heart. And you're actually looking forward to him seeing having a match. I'm not digging this whole fight night Sheamus shit either, but that's neither here nor there. Tim,
Gangs in New York Sheamus? You don't like Gangs in New York Sheamus?
Nah, because he's not about that life. He ain't had his ass kicked by like smaller wrestlers several times in real life. Everybody knows about it. It was Yoshitatsu beat his ass. I heard about that when they were roommates. Like Ted DiBiase Jr. said, like Yoshitatsu kicked his ass. And who else kicked his ass backstage?
Sin Cara.
Oh, Sin Cara. Yeah. It was Sin Cara.
It
was but he's an OG though. He's like Santana and Ortiz. You don't want to mess with him.
Real fun,
right?
It was other Sin Cara. It wasn't like the one that was mystical and anything. No. It was Unico. It was that one.
like Unico fuck with the Mexican cartel.
Like where's Unico at? Like you know why AEW ain't gonna pick my man? You know,
because he fuck with the Mexican cartels. You think?
Hey,
I'm not fucking with a motherfucker like that. That motherfucker do like small shit to somebody. He ate my lunch. I'm gonna cut off his hand with his machete and go wrestle with a nub. What?
Yeah, because he beat somebody else up. They was like, it was one side. Oh, buddy, that used to be in the Vaudevillains. Simon, yeah, his name. Yeah. I heard he gave him the business backstage.
I hit ass whooped by.
They say he was feeling himself, man. So he had to put him in his place.
Oh, we so screwed up. Tim, was there a highlight from Rock for you?
Yeah, my boy Elias got the
I'm be honest right now for you, since ironically he's the one they kept, right? Every time Elias comes out, I don't want to see Jackson Riker on my TV screen.
I hate that they put Riker with Elias, but
I hate that Riker's still with the company, but that's a whole nother story.
Hey, you preach it to
ironically,
the
he's still with the company, and they released Wesley and what's the other one? From Forgotten Sons. We forgot them. You know him as Deanna's boyfriend.
The guy with Deanna Purrazzo, which I don't fucking understand either. The fuck is that about?
Forgotten.
How the fuck do you go from Marty Scurll to Steven Cutler? What the fucking fuck? I'm sorry.
Well, Marty Scurll normally was messing around with 16-year-olds, so that's a whole other thing.
Oh, shit, really?
Yeah, that's why Ring of Honor's not. You didn't know that? That's why Ring of Honor said like he's not being booked right now.
I didn't know that.
Well, in the UK that's legal, but that's
still
it's a slippery slope. Yeah, because he like said he was like she was in a bar, so I guess it wasn't like necessarily knowingly. I don't want to put people in situations that didn't like. It's a gray area. Let's say that.
That kind of fucked me up a little bit. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I had the joke about Elias beating Kofi Kingston being my highlight, but nah, man, this week's Raw was kind of trash to me, man. To piggyback kind of on what Joe said, like we unmask Mace and T-Bar, and we're still calling them fucking Mace and T-Bar. Like, why are you insulting my intelligence? Like, why? This is
Damn.
clearly
The damn village people.
Dominic Dijakovic.
Dominic Dijakovic and Theo Madden. Like, this is clearly who this is now. Like, why are we still calling them Mason T-Bar after these atrocious masks are gone?
Why you sound like an NFL player though? Real talk, Dio Madden, the U. You know how they do the player introductions? That wasn't funny to nobody else. Okay, I'll let that. Screw it, Dio Madden,
Man,
the U.
it's just like, come on, man. Like, really, like,
It's just some
really.
shit. It's some shit we gotta be like, yo, not a good idea.
Hey man, he went through some things. Brock Lesnar put him through a table
I'm not mad
for
at
no
them.
reason.
It's like, why are we calling them this? And they don't have the mask on no more. He's supposed to be like, that's Dominic Dijakovic. What's he? He's T-Bar. You know, like, where was that at? Like, you know, that's Theo Madden. We haven't seen him since Brock Lesnar put him through the table. Like, you know, they could have put some stank on it or something, man. The only thing for me personally that I did like from Raw was it looked like Riddle almost made Orton fall out of character when they was backstage when he was on the scooter. And you saw Orton kind of like do one of these moves to like keep us from smiling because he was starting to like laugh. And I thought that was pretty cool because I think Matt Riddle's, you know, I like Matt Riddle. I don't know too many people that don't like Matt Riddle. It's not that he can't wrestle. The dude can wrestle. He had a classic down there with Timothy Thatcher before he went to the main roster. He's been feuding with, you know what I'm saying, Big Bobby. He's had good matches with Keith Lee and Sheamus. So, you know, he seems like overall like a good talent to have. But that was really it for me for Raw. Raw was just it was just what it was this week for me. I didn't have too much to. It didn't do nothing for me this week.
I'm gonna tell you right now. I don't know if it's a Chicago thing, but you know the Deuce the 211s.
Yeah,
that's Monday Night Raw.
Accurate.
Why?
Accurate. Unless you want to call it a Four Loco, because that's what this week's was.
Nah,
that shit was trash.
Four Locos at least gonna get you to a point where you need to go.
Right.
211's like 211's is like, what am I doing with my life? Like Four Loco, like you might be good. You might go to the bar. Like all I need is like 1 3. 211 got you thinking like.
211 got you sitting on the toilet looking at Instagram. Like that's it. Like you're not going anywhere. Your stomach is fucked up the rest of the night.
Four Locos do that to me though. So that
Four Locos, I get. We way off topic, but go ahead. No, we can transition it back to wrestling. Go ahead. No. Go ahead. I'm not gonna cut you off mid-sentence.
No, I'm just that does that to me too. But I have went to the store on purpose to buy a Four Loko before. Like 211, if I'm going to buy a 211, yeah, it's something right in life. Like if I'm knowingly going to pick up a 211. Like, yeah, I don't know what's going on, but yeah, something got to change.
That's why I said that's Monday Night Raw.
Well, I'm telling you, why I'm thinking 211 is because I'm not trying to go to the place that someone has asked me to go. Like, either I hit up by somebody and I'm like, they want to go. I was like, nah, I just drink 211. I'm good. I'm stay home. Because 211s fuck my stomach up. Four Locos, they gonna give me to at least a type of energy or a buzz that I'm trying to get to. And then I'll be able to be good the whole night. Now I'm gonna be trying to do stupid stuff the whole night because I got that energy and shit, and I'll be up there like, you know what I'm saying? Like I know it's angel dust and Four Loko. You can't convince me otherwise. Some of the shit that Four Loko that have you think you can do it. My homeboy drank Four Loko, thought he could lift the car. Stupid shit ever. My size. Dumb shit ever. Don't never let it.
Yeah, Four Locos are like Four Locos give you that type of energy that like Santos Escobar thought he could have when he was trying to come at Karrion Crosshead. That's and that's not gonna end well, but it was good as a good thought at the time. You were feeling yourself. You was running the bingo hall, as he said. You know, this is kind of a perfect transition to NXT.
Right.
To NXT, yeah. You know, see what I try to do, bring it back full circle back to wrestling. Anybody highest from NXT, Tim, for you?
Let's see. I got a couple of highlights. Saray and Zoe Stark put on a good match. I thought that was a pretty good match. The Grizzled Young Veterans, I liked their match against Breezango. The Cruiserweight Championship, is that what that is? An open challenge he's doing? Yeah, he's going to open challenge too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was surprised Oni came out there because I'm like, Oni's huge. Like, why is he coming out here for the Cruiserweight Championship? But whatever. They still had a good match. Imperium, that was kind of a squash. But let me see. Kyle O'Reilly and Cameron Grimes. First off, they start off the show with a great segment, and then they end up having the main event match where, like we've had in the conversation, in the text messages, I felt like it was a bit of foreshadowing there because when Kyle O'Reilly was coming to the stage, Karrion Kross and Scarlett was sitting there. And I love how Karrion just postures himself to just seem like this cocky, arrogant, just self-centered dude. Like, I know I can kick your ass and there's nothing you can do about it.
I mean, if you were David Scarlett, you'd be feeling yourself too.
Not saying it's not justified. Just saying I love how he postures himself there in that space. And I was just kind of like, oh yeah. I was doing my best Vince impression. But overall, man, hey man, NXT is always a pleasure to watch. Like, I never really had any complaints about NXT. Like even with them moving to Tuesdays, I think that was a great move. It's proven to be a great move because the ratings are boosting for both them and AEW now that this whole Wednesday Night War crap is over. But this is my highlight. This is my highlight of Wrestling Week, like as I like to refer to it, which is NXT. So I had a couple of them, so I got long-winded, but yeah.
Absolutely, you're feeling cool, Kyle.
most definitely.
Kyle Cassidy, you saw him with the jean jacket there. Right. Joe, is there any highlights from you?
The Cameron Grimes match and Kyle O'Reilly match straight out of PWG, and they did it masterfully. Just to see their growth and see how much better they are. They're amazing, bro. Johnny Gargano is the most entertaining thing on NXT right now.
Hey man, Cameron is right behind him though.
Yes,
he's right behind him, bro.
Listen, Johnny Gargano not allowing India Hartwell to conduct an interview. No, we're not. Hey, no, stop. Give me the mic. No interview. And then interviewing himself. Johnny Gargano. Look, man. Johnny Gargano is just that guy. He is that fucking guy. Like, it's, oh god, it's so good watching him and the Who. I mean, the way do their thing, bro. Like, he's so good, bro. And it's very like underrated stuff that he does. Like Kansas shoes. He's wearing the headband like Baker Mayfield because he's from Cleveland. He made Austin Theory entertaining.
Very.
Austin Theory's now one. I used to hate Austin Theory.
Why did you hate him though? I'm just curious.
Because of the Raw thing with him and Montez Ford.
Oh, okay. But prior to that,
Montez Ford's almost died.
Yeah, he almost died in here. But like other than that, though, it's like other than that, though, I just feel because I feel like as a wrestler, you always have a responsibility to your partner in terms of who you're in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Even though he was brought up prematurely, that's just a fundamental thing whenever someone that just died. And it's also a Montez too, because he didn't really wait for Theory to really get up all the way. I guess enough to where like his back was turned. I guess he assumed he was going to be there.
Yeah. But you don't sidestep someone, because that's what he did. So in that sense, yeah.
Because I feel like did he sidestep him on purpose? No. Did he sidestep him at all? Yes. And it was just like,
it was obvious.
Yeah.
It was like when Miz did that. Miz did that years ago.
Yeah, I heard Chips ripped him apart for that. It was with Arthur.
Yeah. Because I feel like Austin's definitely one of the. He's the future. He's got the talent. He's got the look. But things like that, he has to hone in on those things to be better. But absolutely,
you get the perfect person to deal with. Johnny Gargano was just top tier.
Absolutely.
Johnny, I'm always gonna take care of you, no matter what. Even with Ricochet, even with Rico, when he did that hanging DDT or that brainbuster on the cement floor.
Mm-hmm.
Took care of him.
Yeah, for me, it was the Kyle O'Reilly and Cameron Grimes segment / match. Also, Zoe Stark, as Tim touched on. For me, it's if they don't necessarily, I'm not saying she needs a touch championship, but if she didn't get like a title shot or something, for me, she's gonna be easily in my just the work that she's putting in and on television for what I've seen so far. Well, the work comes off television as well, but like when you see the result on television, should I say, she'll easily be one of the more underrated wrestlers on my list, personal list. I don't care about necessarily Wrestling Observer, but she'll easily be up there for me by the end of this year if they don't actually put her on a takeover or something like on the actual card. I know she did the pre-show against Toni Storm, but yeah, she'll be up there for one of my more underrated because she's been knocking it out of the park every time I've seen her.
Definitely.
And speaking of things that are being knocked out of the park, for me, AEW this week, Jungle Boy versus Darby Allin was a hell of a TNT Championship match. Darby's been putting in these positions, continues to shine, as has Jungle Boy, but he's gotten opportunities for title matches because him and Cody had a hell of a TNT Championship match when Cody was carrying that title. Also, like he had a pretty good match against Dax Harwood. It was one of the few times we've seen him as a singles competitor. Shida and Ty Conte had a really good match as well. I don't know if it's because of the injury. I don't know if that was legit or whatever. I was a little surprised that Hangman and Ricky Starks didn't get a little bit more time in the opener. But was there any highlights for you, Joe, from AEW? We lose him again?
Nah, he's there. He's working on that wave cap.
My bad.
Oh, sweet mother.
I had it on mute. My bad. Not just Tay Conti is good. Remember in NXT she was solid. Okay. AEW, she's good. She's hell yeah. You put her in a match with the champ, and she actually came out there shining and looked good. God, but Jungle Boy is just so underrated. People don't really realize like how good he just moves in the ring. He's smooth and he's fluid, and just he's such a future. And he's committed to Jurassic Express because he wants them to be on top. That's dope. But his singles run is coming. It's coming. He gonna have to deal with that. He gonna have to deal with that and have to figure that out because he's due for but AEW was actually a really good show. I am still not over how good Tay Conti looks in this ring. She's fluid, taking solid bumps, giving out the cells out here when she takes one of them hard hitting bumps or whatever. New moves. Okay, the move scale is actually expanding. Okay, I think we're at 5 now. We might be at 5. Okay,
Joe Meltzer, ladies and gentlemen.
The knee strikes, judo swing. Because remember, when we were in NXT, we had the knee strikes and the judo swing. Now she got El Tranquilos, DDT. Now. She had that hanging Samoan Buster on the top of the rope that she did, and then she did some type of knee thing.
You said she got that hanging DDT. I'm gonna tell you right now, boy, she's using his DDT. You know, she starts speaking that Portuguese. You know, Ashley might be having something to worry about, boy. All right, cut that out, please. Go back to what you were saying.
That's what I'm saying. Like, take Conti. I feel like NXT is like, oh shit, because that AEW, like, she belongs there. Like, that's the best place for her. There's nowhere else for her to go, because I really genuinely feel like that's just giving her an opportunity to really grow and be better. That's why I think Tim said this earlier. He was like, AEW can't be the launching spot all the time. I think it's supposed to work. Like for Joe, if I was Joe, I would just wait and not work for a little bit and just stay in shape and then figure out where I want to go.
If I was Joe, I'd probably, because I saw Scott D'Amore, I believe that's his name. He said Impact is back open to him, like the doors open type thing. I don't know their roster that well. We can transition after I asked him about his highlights for AEW this week. If you were done with yours, I don't want to prematurely transition to Tim. But Yeah, no, it's one of those things where you gotta take your time because there's so many people in AEW that need to have a push. And I said it a while ago, I think that'll be out for everyone. The only reason I said someone a few weeks ago, like I said, for like a Velveteen is because their mid card doesn't, like, as good as wrestlers and / great wrestlers they have, not necessarily a lot of personalities from top to bottom. In my opinion, that's just me. So there would be, but like everyone can't say, you know what, I'm AEW bound.
Yeah.
Like, it's like for example, people say they could have a better spot for like a Murphy or something, a Buddy Murphy or something like that. AEW has plenty of Buddy Murphys. Like physique wise, he's crapping on a lot of their wrestlers, so maybe that'll give him a little bit of an edge out. But they already kind of have a physique guy that's in the lower mid card / card that's Pac. And as good as Buddy Murphy is, he's not Pac.
That would be a good feud, though.
No, I'm not saying it wouldn't, but I'm saying like that's why I'm saying. But like you can't just say, you know what, I'm unhappy with how they're utilizing. I'm going to AEW.
Right.
All right. What are you going to do? Because actually, Pac has way more personality than he showed. I don't know how much of a personality Buddy Murphy really has. Mm-hmm. I think it was there, but they wouldn't. You have him coming out looking like Mighty Mouse. How are we supposed to like take him serious?
Right.
Thanks, Calvin Candy. Joe, you got anything else from AEW this week?
No, I'm excited to see what happens with these upcoming matches with outside territories, and I'll let y'all get into that whenever y'all ready.
Absolutely. Tim, is there anything from AEW this year? Was it hot for you this week?
I'm just going to sound like a broken record here. Shida and Conti, great match. Just Tay Conti has been on a tear literally since she's been in AEW. That's somebody making the most out of their opportunity, as you're supposed to. And on top of that, her being a woman, I think, gave her the advantage because we know AEW, if it's one thing they're lacking in, it's the lack of depth in their women division, as far as having women that got a presence. That, you know, not saying they don't have women that are can't wrestle, but you don't have a lot of them that have that presence and that are ready to instantly come in there and like be a star. Like she was one of them from the jump, at least to me, that was like, yeah, this is going to be a great addition for that particular division because hands down, WWE, NXT, I would say, not WWE, because it is a difference. The women's division on NXT is second to nobody. Like, everybody's second to them. Like, their women's division is loaded. So her being able to defect, I know Trips was trying his best to keep her there when it happened, and we seeing why, because she's showing up, she's showing out. So she went there, and once they started adding her to the mix, she slowly started to become one of the ones that you were looking at. And when you're talking about wrestling in the conversation, when you talk about women wrestling in AEW, it's Nyla Rose, it's Shida, it's Tay Conti, Jade has started to come up in Red Velvet. Everybody else is just kind of like secondary at this point.
Now, shout out to Red Velvet too, because she's been really doing her thing, making Miss Cargill look strong with her. She was making Miss Cargill look really good, bro. Like she was making her look amazing.
Yeah, me and Kenny was just talking about that just not too long ago. It was just in terms of if they ever did any crossover, I would personally like to see a Charlotte with a Jade, because I think Jade could learn so much from, you know, having a feud, having matchups, training with a Charlotte. I think that would just be money.
She's that I'm not gonna call her what she calls herself. It's opened up a whole nother can of worms I'm not trying to get to. I'm not gonna have the young ladies of the wrestling community coming at my head.
Right.
I can't take that heat. I can't take that heel heat.
So we'll just say like she says she's that you know what.
She says she says she's that woman.
Yeah.
That's all she really had. That's all she had to say. I think sometimes they get confused in AEW and they just start swearing because they can swear. Like sometimes, sweetheart, or not even just sweetheart, sometimes talents, young men and ladies, you don't have to swear to get your point across.
No. And that's what
go ahead, Joe.
And that's why CM Punk was so good. it's a rarity when you really see him like cuss people out. Like he wasn't doing that shit. He was good with the words. The ones that words don't gotta cuss you out are the ones you gotta really watch. They're the ones that's like out of fire. Period.
But speaking, Joe brought up other promotions a few minutes ago. Impact has a pay-per-view tomorrow night. Kind of switching topics to something that's in the middle of the week. We all know that Kenny Omega, title for title against Rich Swann, a guy who Tim and I, when we first met each other years ago, we were just saying like, man, we're not feeling this gimmick they have him doing on Raw. You know, you got this guy out here. We don't need to see the brother always out here dancing.
Hey,
I couldn't handle that. Does that make Sami Zayn like an honorary brother? Because he's been going in lately. Did you see him last night dancing Apollo Crews' thing? Oh man. That being said, are we gonna see Triple Champion Omega here, guys?
Well,
because he's a Triple A champion and the AEW champion already. So.
I think this is something that's going to start a whole can of worms if he is champion, because now he's on the brink of like GOAT status, a la Ric Flair, a la the Incredible Dusty Rhodes, all these guys. Because like now, not to take a WWE quote, you have to acknowledge him. Period. So he might win. He may not win. I don't think he will. So
here's an analogy I'll compare with Kenny Omega. He's for people that watch baseball, he's Mike Trout. As far as if you look at what he's done, he is one of the all-time greats. But like, you ask the old heads, they'll be like, "Yeah, really?" Like the people that like are just like the super old heads that don't want to say nobody but like Babe Ruth, because that's who Ric Flair is. He's like Babe Ruth. Somebody say like John. I think Vince McMahon said like John Cena's Babe Ruth. No, I'd say Ric Flair's. Yeah. You have the Willie Mazes who fall in the category of probably a Stone Cold or something like that. You have your other all-time greats that everybody looks at. I mean, it's hard to argue that he's not though. If you look at Kenny Omega's body of work, I'm not just talking about like wrestling, we're talking about like actual quality of a match, personal feeling if you go back and watch some of his matches. That's all I'm talking about compared to the other all-time great matches. Mm-hmm. With that being said, I'm picking Kenny Omega in this match just because it was something we were talking about earlier. If they that's why it's like saying that they possibly did that barbed wire death match a little too soon, because it would have been a perfect time to have, with their feud they're doing, it would have been a perfect time to have Jon Moxley cost him the championship and then did a barbed wire death match.
Yeah.
To build that feud a little bit more. But since they already did that match, they're not going to do it again. I think I got to pick Omega here. It doesn't really make a lot of sense. Not to crap on Rich Swann, but this isn't like a Will Ospreay or Kota Ibushi or something like that, where it's just like, okay, that will actually make a lot of sense for them to possibly take that title off of Omega because of the history that they possibly have, or even like a Jay White who's in Bullet Club or Tama Tonga or somebody like that, where you can kind of build off of that, if it makes sense. I don't know. But Tim, who you got in the match? Or and you can name any other matches you're potentially excited about too, because I don't want to feel like we're shortchanging Impact. I know we don't really touch on them a lot.
Before I pick, I just want to say some matches that the casual fan would probably know about at least at this point. We got a Impact World Tag Team title match, the Good Brothers versus Finn Juice, which is David Finlay and Juice Robinson. We got Deonna Purrazzo versus, I don't want to butcher her name, I think it's Tenille Dashwood. Tenille. Okay, that's for the Impact Knockouts Championship. And then you're going to have Matt Cardona versus Brian Myers. MSK's buddy, Trey Miguel, is going against Sami Callihan.
Who's very underrated, by the way.
Alrighty. Then you got Chris Sabin, Eddie Edwards, James Storm, and Willie Mack versus Violet by Design, which is Eric Young's new stable. It's Eric Young Diener, Joe Doering, and Rhino.
Shit.
So you're gonna have that match, and then you got Fire and Flavor, which is two of our WCW alumni, Kiera Hogan and Tasha Steelz, versus Jordan Grace and a to be determined for the women's tag titles over there in Impact.
This is the rumor. I don't want to be rude. This is the rumor. Rachel Ellerling, King of Strong Smile, might debut there. Possible. Don't know. Saw she was like doing like little like small stuff like saying I'll be there, but I don't know. But that would be cool. I don't know who else is she gonna have. It probably won't be Ellerling because I think Miss Ellerling is still under contract with. I might be wrong. I'm not sure.
Yeah, Jazz was her former tag team partner, but they retired Jazz at the last pay-per-view. So this is why she has a to be determined tag partner right now for this pay-per-view. But yeah, going back to Omega versus Swan, I think Omega gets the W in this unless somebody by some chance comes in and costs him the title, which could happen. This is wrestling, after all. But I think this is the point that we've been working up to. Like Kenny said, he already has is that the AAA title?
Yeah.
So he already has a AAA title. He's AEW World Heavyweight Champion. You give him the Triple Crown with this Impact World title. And yeah, man, you just kind of really, this is where the story like really gets interesting. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, All Elite will, at that point, they'll be All Elite. They'll have all the gold basically in AEW sans the TV title. And then they'll have, the tag titles, and they'll have the Impact Heavyweight title. So, they'll be at the top of both of these cards.
Top of the food chain,
Top of the food chain.
Because speaking of Kenny Omega, good thing, that AAA championship isn't exclusive to WWE. They call him the Duracell Man.
Yeah. At this point, yeah, absolutely.
Classic Monday Night Raw gesture. That being said, though, Friday Night SmackDown, ladies and gentlemen. For me, a highlight, you know what? I'm going to stop being selfish. I'll punt off, actually. I'll think about my highlights. Tim?
Let's see, man. Tamina versus Nia. No, I'm just playing.
I was gonna say, please, we can just end this episode right now.
Wow. I didn't watch all of SmackDown, so I just went through some of the highlights. But Cesaro and Daniel Bryan and Jey Uso and Seth Rollins had a very solid match on SmackDown this week. Apollo and KO actually had a match as well on SmackDown. So those were my two particular highlights from SmackDown. It was a solid show. Like, I think right now in terms of what WWE offers, until I'm able to fully dedicate myself to NXT UK, right now as it stands, it's NXT, it's SmackDown, and then it's Raw in terms of my top three with WWE stuff. And then, everything else goes, I watch it along the way. But just in terms of WWE product and what they bring to us every week, that's my particular top three.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll piggyback off those sentiments. Apollo and KO had a hell of a match. I didn't know what they were going to do. The finish protected KO, built heat for Apollo, but that was a hell of a match. Let me tell you right now, Roman Reigns is getting really disrespectful, man. That opening, no, I'm serious. That opening thing where he said, "You see what I said?" They printed on the T-shirt, stack them, pin them, or whatever he said.
Yeah,
he said, "You see that?" He said, "You see that?" He said, "I told you stack them and pin them." He said, "You see that? You're on the bottom. You're a bottom." I said, "Whoa, you're getting real disrespectful right now."
Hey, that was
I was like, "Whoa, bro."
He said, "Look at the graphic. You're at the bottom."
Bro, you're a bottom. I said, "Whoa, pause."
Daniel Bryan's head, he was like, "You're an idiot. Like, that's the difference. You're a main event idiot."
Oh man!
Smash them, stack them, pin them.
Yo, he not playing with them boys, bro. Yo, he not gonna be out here playing with y'all, bro. I ain't got time to be cute with the words. Y'all were dumb.
Oh man, that was getting real heated, man.
Bruh. Nah, I'm not. He ain't not playing with these boys no more. He not even waiting for them to say something. He's like, yo, y'all are idiots. Main card idiots. Dumb idiots. Stupid idiots.
But guys, if y'all remember, like, and he's kind of playing into it, and I'm just kind of glad I called this the right way a little bit, at least to a certain extent. I said Roman had like that Triple H, like when he became the Game, like he had that written all over him. Now, why they decided to go against that when they broke up the Shield the first time is beyond me, but that's why I thought he was the shoe-in to say, oh, he's the one working with the corporation 2.0, you know.
See, but that's why it was good. Oh, go ahead. I'll let you finish.
No. That was basically all I had to say.
I was going to say, but that's why it was kind of good that they gave us Seth, because a lot of people, no one picked Seth. Like, everyone thought it was going to be Roman or Dean. Like, I don't think anybody saw Seth's turn coming. I swear everyone, because he had the most buzz, if you want to say that, so to speak. Because, like, people like, I know Joe knew who Dean was when he was Moxley. But, like, Seth had a bigger name, if that makes sense, coming in, I feel.
Yeah, absolutely.
He had the NXT championship, and they flipped him into a heel when he was down there. But I think like he was the one like a lot of people weren't picking. Like they felt like he could have been the underdog because he also comes off too as the most believable babyface in terms of believability. Because Moxley's the tallest one. He's like 6'4", 6'5". Roman's obviously the more physically imposing one. He's close. He's a little bit shorter than Moxley, but like I said, physically posing wise, he's always been 250, 260, whatever. Stuff like that. I think that's just what they didn't see coming. But yeah, no, I thought they were definitely going to turn Roman. He was the person I thought, and I feel like this was better than the Triple H run that he had during the Evolution days. Because like I kind of got tired of that run. I'm not really tired of Roman's run because it's like it's the promo work. Triple H had the promo work, but like outside of this, like actual matches with like RVD and Booker T, like Triple H kind of had. Once Evolution actually became a thing, he had some bad matches. Mm-hmm. I'm just gonna go out and say it, he really did. Because the Shawn Michaels thing was before Evolution, so obviously those were bad matches, and Shawn Michaels. But when they actually started pushing, I kind of turned the TV off, so to speak. I kind of got tired of Raw. Like Triple H's best run was like in 2000, honestly, if we're really being honest. When he had his matches with like Cactus Jack and The Rock, when they had that Iron Man match. Stuff like that. I feel like that was his best run. And and the stuff with Jericho too. Mm-hmm. When they were kind of elevating Jericho, but they weren't fully committed to ready to fully push him into that main event. But like they had some great matches. But
yeah. That's why I always, when I refer to trips, as far as runs, I totally go back to the game.
My
run.
Time?
Yeah, the My Time.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, that 2000.
Yeah. Him at that point in time, I think that was him like hitting his plateau, like his peak. Like he got better, when he got older. But like you said, during that Evolution run, it wasn't like his best work we ever had seen at that point. It was just kind of like easy breezy booking and half-assing it, until he, rededicated himself and he shredded a lot of that weight and he started to start putting some guys over, with the exception of Sting. But
I told you he missed that whole invasion angle, so he had to get his revenge, man.
Yeah, so that's why I always.
Yeah, you see what I did that too? A revenge, the WCW game.
Yeah, yeah. Joe, so that's why I always reference that.
Joe, is there highlights for you for SmackDown?
The tag match was one of the big ones. Roman's promos are just getting better and better, and Paul is helping him. And you can tell Paul's like, all right, simple and easy, Roman. Call them idiots. Tell them you're the main event. Tell them you're the tribal chief. Tell them you don't improve. Go from there and go. And that's it.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's basically it. I'm excited to see what SmackDown's a breath of fresh air because it shows that WWE isn't completely stupid. So, I mean, like SmackDown gives me hope. It gives me hope because some things on SmackDown I like. I like how they're using Ray for the most part. I'm okay with them putting things like in perspective with really building on Roman and still utilizing DB and Cesaro and still using Seth and Jay, which makes it kind of like, is there going to be an alliance with a new type of alliance with Seth? It's a weird thing. So they're just building storytelling, and I like it. But
I'm gonna break it down like this. Like SmackDown for me, it's like you know what, food's available. You gonna hit Maxwell Street, but on that Raw, Joe might get this reference because he spent some time in the suburbs. Raw's like Tasty Dog.
That's fucked up. That's fucked up.
Now you gotta explain it for our non-Chicagoan listeners.
So Maxwell Street people, that's where you want to go when you fire hot dog, fire Polish, fire burgers. It's just amazing food. Like it's either the late night spot. It's like you don't gotta be under the influence. It's the spot period in the Chicago area. If you want to go, not spend too much money, get some good fast food. Tasty Dog, it's low end, man. Like it's watching Monday Night Raw every week for 3 hours, hoping that it's going to get better, but like there's nothing else available wrestling wise to watch.
None of it is good for you, and none of it is beneficial at all. You might end up throwing up. That's what it is.
Yeah.
I'll tell you why I personally turn on Raw, and it's purely just to support our African American champion at this point.
Yeah,
because if the ratings take a dip, any of that kind of crap starts to take place, then they're gonna blame it on Bobby, and it's not on Bobby. It's on creative.
And that's what they have him there. They have him moving around because they know better. Like he's not giving us the problem. It's us. We just suck what we do. Our fucking job is just trash. So.
Speaking of the trash, it's Golden Shovel time.
Oh,
you know what? No, we'll end on a high note. Actually, we'll start with the trash. Golden Shovel. Let's go. Speaking of trash, Tim, give it to us.
All right. It's funny that you say trash, Kid G, because one, Mark Serrano, for whatever reason, felt like these talents needed to be treated like trash and sent their belongings to them in a trash bag after they were released from WWE. Now, I don't know what kind of individual you have to be. You have to be a pretty low down and dirty individual, as you may hear some people say, to treat somebody in that manner, that way, shape, or form, if it isn't warranted. So we saw on social media, there was a big social media storm where Mickie James set it off, where she received her stuff in a black trash bag with her name on it in a box, and she tagged Vince in it. And she basically said, yo, thanks, Vince, for, sending me my stuff in this manner. It let me know what you really think of me. And I don't know if this was just to kind of save face or what, or they truly felt this way about it. But you saw both Triple H and Stephanie McMahon jump up on social media, apologize to Mickie James for the treatment, and make sure that they said that person was no longer with the company. So they didn't put the person's name out there per se. Obviously, they could have probably got, sued because of that defamation of character, whatever you want to call it. I believe that's the technical term for it, though. It leaked, I guess. The fans found out who it was, and it was this Mark Carrano. So, sir, for you treating these people who go out here and have given you the ability to have a job because of what they do out there in the squared circle, treating them like dirt. You, sir, are dirt. And I hope no other wrestling promotion gives you the time or date, nor the energy, nor the effort when you want to submit your resume and try to get another job at another promotion. You deserve to be at Walmart on the cash register or at the door checking receipts. Not to shit on people at Walmart, but yeah, this is what this dude deserve to be doing, or he needs to be at some place doing security, because he definitely doesn't need to be dealing with people in that type of capacity. And shame on WWE for having him around, because they said this is the first time this guy's done this, but I guess it just finally got out, got to enough people And kudos to Mickie James for doing it in the manner she did it, because that allowed them to get him out of their system. He probably was a kiss ass, and that's why he had the ability to stay where he was at for so long. So get those golden shovels out for Mark Carrano. If he's on Twitter, if he's on Instagram, if he's on social media at all, make sure he hears the disdain and the anger that we as fans should let him know that he was fouled for that. And that's all I got to say about that.
So much disrespect being shown to the former Monday Night Mamacita. That's what I call her.
Yeah,
that's all I got. The Monday Night Mamacita. That's what she's known as. Ironically, she has a shirt, the Monday Night MILF, but they wouldn't let her sell it. I think it's on Pro Wrestling Tees. So, go support Mickie James, ladies and gentlemen. With that being said, Joe, who's your golden shovel?
2 people. Because they're both assholes. Kevin Dunn. In case you guys don't know who Kevin Dunn is, Kevin Dunn is one of the associate producers with WWE. His current title is WWE Executive Producer and Chief of Global Television Distribution. Kevin Dunn is rumored, and I'll say rumored, quote unquote, again, rumored, quote unquote, to have gotten Billie Kay fired because he flat out didn't get her gimmick. Let me just give you a background on Kevin Dunn. Kevin Dunn's a film director who does not know a lot about wrestling, who also didn't believe, it's a bunch of people Kevin Dunn didn't believe in. He didn't believe in, I think he more often than not didn't believe in, I forgot which wrestler it is, but he didn't believe in CM Punk. There it is. Boom. Didn't believe in CM Punk with what he was doing. Also didn't believe in the Riot Squad. But he said Billie Kay, he just didn't get it. He didn't understand it. There's no point in actually doing it. He thinks that she should, reprogram her gimmick. Secondly, Advan Kirk, the guy that does commentary on Raw. Is that his name? Adnan Kirk? Advan? Let me look this shit up. I feel like it's Advan, but he's on ESPN. And yes, Advan Kirk. So he is now a commentator for WWE Raw, but he is on ESPN and has always done Baseball Tonight and baseball for the most part. This is my issue. As someone who doesn't do commentating for wrestling and doesn't understand it, I feel like it's imperative to learn the actual brand and not have to be messing up people's names or making mistakes on there or calling out moves that they're not doing. For example, twisting someone's arm is not an arm bar. I'm not talking about the arm bar with the finishing move. Simply twisting someone in a wrist lock, not a fucking arm bar. Okay? All right? Look, I don't know if Kevin Dunn and Advan Kirk are related in any shape, fashion, or form, but they're both fucking stupid. I'm not... Okay, Advan Kirk is ignorant because I don't know if he's ever watched wrestling or if he watched it a lot. I just think he doesn't know what he's talking about. Kevin Dunn has been in with WWE since 1984. So you would think he would know something about wrestling and be like, I get why that's there. I get that. All right? And on top of that, he sold over $1 million of WWE stock, which basically means he's not sticking around for that shit. I'm trying to fuck all this shit up and make money back on my end when I've invested in the first place to get my money back. There's a plan here to fuck this shit up. When you're the executive producer, who else are you in contact with as a producer? Writers. That means you get to kind of dictate who can be and cannot be on the show. I like Kevin Dunn. Whoever's idea it was to have Advan Kirk, who knows nothing about wrestling, why you didn't reach out to someone who just knows something about wrestling, Why do you guys do this? Look, Mauro Ranallo, renowned wrestling fan, genius in combat sports. Astounding, great. Jim Ross, football, was a head scout for WWE for a while. Who else am I forgetting? Tony Schiavone. What was the other guy that used to be with Tony Schiavone? The guy that was on Impact for a while. Anybody remember that guy?
Mark Tenay.
Yes, Mike Tenay.
Mike Tenay.
Mike Tenay, yeah.
These guys know wrestling. They can learn your science. Joey Styles even said I had to learn how to do the WWE style commentating, but got really fucking good at it, and you won't bring him back. Well, we got the partnership with ABC, so let's get Ad Van Kirk in here, who knows nothing about wrestling and nothing about wrestling movies. And we'll just yell really loudly when something exciting happens, and it's just stupid. It's just stupid.
Yeah, it's difficult to watch or listen to.
Like now, I can't even listen to Raw now. Like this is it's terrible to watch and listen to. So now it's just, I'd rather just watch the screen and just make my own wrestling show at this point. And I get it. WWE fans in general, we're impatient. We want what we want. I get it. I know it's hard. I know it's difficult being.
Give me what I want.
I know it's different. I understand. I get it. But come on, how hard is it to say, you know what? Let's look for wrestling commentators that are actually interesting. Because to be honest with you, if Mauro Ranallo is on every show, I'm watching every show. I'm not even gonna lie to you. That's probably one of the best short-term commentators you've ever had. He was the voice of NXT within 3 months of being there. We were saying Mamma Mia. We were saying, we were shouting out Mauro Ranallo the whole time. Like, Mauro. Jim Ross was the voice of Raw for a while. And you know what? Even though we hate Michael Cole has great sayings. Finish this. Finish that. We fuck with it.
Fans grew to have this disdain for Michael Cole because when Michael Cole first started, we didn't have that same sentiment toward him.
No, we didn't hate him.
We grew to that because he's a quote unquote company guy as people look at him. But with Mauro, just to bring it back to him, for instance, the complaint, I don't know if it's necessarily the complaint is the right word to use here, but he was kind of like you said, he was the reason why you wanted to hear NXT commentary. So, and as opposed to trying to make him have a booth, they probably should have just went the Joey Styles route and let him just be a one-man show on one of these shows because he was more than capable of doing that.
But I'll put it to you like this. If you watch the NXT TakeOver was a big deal. Do you guys remember who the commentator was before Mauro Ranallo? Does anybody remember? Because he was
Tom Phillips or
before that.
Was it Vic Joseph?
Before that,
they've been alternating.
It was another guy before that guy, and I'm gonna look him up. But it was like it was before there was Mauro. There was somebody way before that.
But while you're trying to find that, let me just jump right in really quick as far as to say about this new guy that's on commentary on Raw. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but in the Performance Center, they have people that are there specifically to do commentary, right? And they're not necessarily, everybody down there isn't just trying to be a wrestler. Like they have people that's there for like the commentary, the backstage segments, and etc. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
So why do we feel the need to go outside of our incubator or just outside of the wrestling community, period? It doesn't necessarily have to be a WWE product that, a person that's a product of the company. Like, why do we feel the need to bring these outside people into this, sphere where they're, like you said, this guy obviously isn't a wrestling fan. You don't know a wrist lock from just saying that, we're just gonna say we're twisting the wrist. Like, it's called a wrist lock. Easy peasy.
I got him. Todd Grisham.
Oh yeah.
Todd Grisham, and then before that it was what's his name? With Alex Riley. Rich Brennan. Guy with glasses, Rich Brennan. And he was actually good. But them takeovers, them classic takeovers that we love, who was it called by? Maranello. Tom Phillips, I think Tom Phillips, no, they put Tom Phillips' voice over that because they had them recommentated when they fired Rich Brennan. But commentators make the show too. Now, everybody remembers what happened when Mankind was thrown off the top of the Hell in a Cell. Oh my God, Jim Grass. Oh my God, he's broken in half. Oh my God. Then the second time after the Hell in a Cell, that man has a family. Oh my God. And then what did King say? He's dead. Dead.
I think Jim Ross is too. What he had was, my God, they killed him.
Right. That was it. Like,
I think it's a place for that too, as far as having like special event commentators. Like, why not have Morrow there specifically on contract to do takeovers?
I'm stupid.
You know, before Jim Ross went over, he's obviously in AEW now, but before Jim Ross, and I'm pretty sure we touched on this before, you know, why not just have Jim Ross come and commentate on maybe the main event of a pay-per-view? We have him on contract for that. You know, these type of things where we're utilizing the talent that, you know, that's kind of, you know, unanimous with wrestling,
right,
as opposed to these people that, you know, because then it was abrupt too how they did it. Michael Cole got Pat, what's his name? Is it Pat McAfee?
Mm-hmm.
You know, just all of a sudden, like I was sitting there just watching it today, and I'm like, they still working the Kings out on commentary. They haven't built a rapport just yet. You just cut on SmackDown one day, and it's just totally different.
Yeah, for sure. I'm gonna keep mine short and sweet. Calvin Kennedy, whatever you want to call him. Kevin Owens has not won a championship since 2017. Let that sink in. Easily one of the most versatile wrestlers on the roster. He could fit either role, babyface or heel, but it's not like forced. It's organically over. You can't name me more than two talkers that are better than him. He just does everything you want him to do, no matter where you put him on the card. The fact that Baron Corbin has been in more main events of a pay-per-view than Kevin Owens in the last 4 or 5 years, it's just, yeah. This kind of makes me sad, so to speak. I can't even get angry about this Golden Shovel.
It's depressing.
It really is. There's no reason like Kevin Owens, and that's when someone Tim asked, like, who would you replace? And I think that was one of the names I said, like, if you're not going to fully commit to pushing Bray Wyatt and kill his pushes every time pushing, okay, commit to pushing Kevin Owens then. That's a name to me that jumps out, because there's been like X amount of people. There's been like 4 or 5 people that Vince's or Calvin has been committed to pushing. It's been Charlotte, it's been Seth, it's been Roman. Bray's up there too. All right, so put Kevin Owens in that slot, and you don't believe in Bray Wyatt, because it's just it's infuriating / sad. This dude can't do anything wrong in my eyes as far as his abilities. I don't care about physiques and all that crap, because this is an imaginary world with predetermined results. So I don't care about believability and all that crap. I want to be entertained. This dude, everything, like even his like trash talking during wrestling matches. Like last night, he's talking to Lawler, and he's like, "No, don't grab my shorts. I know they look comfortable, but." There's little stuff like that. Just little funny stuff. Like, I don't know. I don't understand. You know, the fire promos he was cutting against Cena when he told Cena, you don't get to tell me any advice. You know, you don't get to give me any advice. I've been doing this for 15 years, which is longer than you've been doing this. So don't talk to me like I'm a rookie. Stuff like that. It's just like, this dude's money. Like, I don't understand how you go from, you know what? And maybe that's on them too for putting him that high up on the card to start. I don't care if Cena was in the mid card. This is still John freaking Cena. You don't have him win his debut match against John Cena, put the championship on him within a year, and then just like, we don't know what to do with this guy.
No.
It just doesn't make any sense. And go back to the Kevin Dunn thing. Kevin Dunn's like that dude that, I'm not saying that we're all killers out here, but at least we don't have vendettas against people. Like this, like to the point that it's like he buries people, and it's just like Kevin Dunn, like it's like he has a thing against women that are like the everyday woman, quote unquote, and like they have things against these dudes that like for their looks and stuff like that. I'm like, Kevin Dunn, are you looking in the mirror?
Right. Right. Like Kevin Dunn, one of them dudes like, I would never date a girl that's like 5 pounds overweight. Bro, you built like a 10-pound sack of Idaho potatoes. What are you talking about, bro?
It's that machine money talking.
I would only date blondes. Bro.
Tim will have a pause moment right here. This is going to Kevin Dunn's like dangling off the grapefruits right now.
Bro, like Kevin Nash, bro.
But see, that's why I said
dude
earlier, because you have to like be one of the chosen ones, quote unquote. Like his tongue had to be so far against his ass to be around that long to even have the grapefruits to send somebody shit in a trash bag. Like if I'm Nick, all this, Kevin Dunn got to see me. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You got to see me. Like, yeah, and ain't no apology. I'm decking you in your mouth.
Hell yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. Like Kevin Dunn, like the stuff. Like literally, like there's a whole thing for people who hate Kevin Dunn. There's a whole, bro, I just Googled it, top 10 reasons why people, top 10 wrestlers that hate Kevin Dunn. Top 10. And I'm just going to read some of them. Paul Bearer hated his guts. Jim Ross hated his guts. Triple H hates his guts. Stephanie McMahon hates his guts. I don't even know who Alex Greenfield is, but I feel like that's a big deal. Oh, he's head writer. Adam Rose. You guys remember Adam Rose?
Mm-hmm.
Hates Kevin Dunn. David Sahi. And I feel like that name should really pop a lot for us.
Because that dude's he's a yes man.
Sheamus
hates. I totally mix Kevin Dunn in with Mark Carrano. But Mark Carrano had to be like a major ass kisser. Like, he had to be.
I mean, they kind of both are. It's like, yeah, that's why I was like that hard.
What I said still applies, but yeah, I was thinking about the other guy.
I mean, Punk said that like 10 years ago. You like told him like you surround yourself with yes men. And like that's the thing that like, and then Vince doesn't want like certain things like, or Calvin. I ain't gonna screw it. I'm calling him Vince. If he can't take, if he can't, and you know what? It's to the point. It's like. That's another part of the Golden Temple. If all these reports are true, why do you have writers who want to change everything they do? It's just like you want to give yourself a round of applause. All right, write your own show then.
I don't understand because listen, it used to be Jim Cornette, Vince Russo, and Vince McMahon. Boom. That's all I had. Let's go. Let's write this show out and knock it out. And then even if it's from an organic place where you eventually get better, fine. You are now 84 plus years old. You are out of touch with indie wrestling. You are out of touch with what the regular fan wants, and you are out of touch with what the super hardcore fan wants. At this point, fall the fuck back. Earn your millions, earn your money. Go ahead and let your daughter and your son-in-law take care of this shit because they've obviously figured it out in some shape, fashion, or form.
I'm gonna say this real quick, and we'll end on a high note. Joe just put 10 years on this, man.
And that motherfucker 84, bro. I don't care what it says.
Oh yeah, that is his Hollywood age. That's his gimmicks age.
You don't get old like that. You don't get old like that fast, bro. You 84, bro. Like you're old as fuck. You're old as shit, my guy. Like you're old as fuck.
But I'm gonna hit the music real quick because we had a timeline. But
Oh, yeah.
You want to keep it classy. WNUA 95.5. That was my 50% effort. That's all I got.
Man, I'm making short and simple, bro. They're just the alumni of WCW. One of the things that I think that's probably one of our popular posts on Instagram, which is WCW. Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair. Well, that's all I gotta say. If you don't know who these women are, you're living under a rock and you're an idiot. I just said it. I'm just gonna tell you right now. They are. First off, Raquel Gonzalez is tall bae. Okay, she's tall bae. 10, right? All right. Sure. Yeah, we're good. Okay. All right. Big mommy, cool. Okay. Always been good. She's been in the Mae Young Classic, I think twice. And then there was also Rhea Ripley, who was like the first year she was in Mae Young Classic. She was like, bubbly, and then she found who she fuckers out she was. She's Rhea Ripley, the Nightmare. She's fucking people up and shit. Second year, and there's Bianca Belair, and she came in that second year too. So they both came in on the Mae Young Classic that second year, ripping shit up. Bianca Belair was still the same lane, whatever theme is or whatever, and they are all killers. They're all amazing women, and flat out champions. Cut the music, bro. All the highlights you just saw are all that. Cut the music, bro.
And Finn, the future and the present, get what they get left behind.
Yeah. I don't even know who. I don't even know. Okay.
So that's all we got, man.
What do we got? That's all we got, man. Shouts out to Bianca Belair because she's still fine as hell. God bless you, Montez. God bless you, Montez. Boy, I'm so proud of you. Chi-Town.
I'm gonna be real. Honestly, this is my last episode called Any Young Lady Fine, because I don't want their real life or imaginary boyfriends coming to my head. People crazy out here.
Hey man, they know the girl's fine, man.
Montez Floyd, baby. You a million.
Montez better know his girl fine. You know what I'm saying? His girl has a gorgeous, beautiful smile. Like
so beautiful.
But just to piggyback off of something Joe said there, the WCW post that we do, like from the wrestling shows that we follow on the page, I don't see anybody else doing them. So it totally works for us. And it's not like we're being sexist, like we're going with the old back in the day WWE photo shoot pictures like they used to put up, where you had, Sunny on the beach and she's accentuating
ladies
stuff, you know what I'm saying? Or Sable on the beach with the wet body, been all in the water and stuff like that. We ain't got all that going on. We like really celebrating these women and them being, wrestlers. Not just that they're beautiful, but they're also talented and they're actual wrestlers.
We shy away from those pictures because we actually believe in their ability as wrestlers and believe in the fact that as women they're athletes. They're not. Yeah, yes, they can be on a runway. That's a beautiful thing, but they're athletes. They're athletic. They got the swag too, though. You know what I'm saying? They're just good looking. But our platform is more so built to celebrate them as athletes and as wrestlers. So that's why we kind of focus on them as much. So for everybody that's like, trying to post pictures to highlight us as to why we didn't grab they modeling pictures of them and keep that, we're not doing that shit. Like it's a rarity when we do. Like if it's on their Instagram, and if they're comfortable posting it, we'll do so.
Right.
We'll search for that shit or whatever and go look for that shit. There's a unit to go find some scantily clad pictures so you motherfuckers can get your rocks off. Fuck y'all. They're athletes and they're great women and they're great people and they're champs.
Right. When you get your rocks off, you got to Google search.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well said, gentlemen.
Yep.
All right, man. We're only 10 minutes over our designated time we tried to do. You ready to put a bow on this thing?
Yes.
All right, people. So thank y'all for tuning in. This is season 3, episode number 12. We got one more to end this particular season. Big shout out to Revive Pro Wrestling. They have an event coming up. Business is awful. Okay, you might have seen us reposting it on our page because we are sponsors of this particular event. So, yeah, we're going to try to put something together. We're going to have our host with the most, Mr. Ken Gardner, do an interview with the gentleman that reached out to us from Revive Pro Wrestling and just get a lot of information about the company, the promotion itself, the talent, what we can expect from this upcoming event. And who knows, man, it's in May. If the fellas are up to it, I know I'm up to it. We can probably mosey on down there. It's like May 22nd or something like that. If everybody has the time, you know, everybody wants to make the trip. We don't even have to rent anything this time, guys. We can go in my truck. Yay! So, outside of that, man, that'll probably be our season finale episode for this season. You know, we've been trucking, so we might take a couple of weeks off and then get right back to it. Because we got things to do on the back end, man. We got shirts that we haven't debuted yet that you guys need to purchase to support the show, and you know, all that good stuff. So just make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe, and telling a friend to tell a friend. We are on YouTube, so subscribe to the NMG TV channel and hit that subscribe and notification button so you always know when we got something coming for you. And subscribe to us on the NMG Podcast Network SoundCloud page. And we are on Anchor FM. You can always find us there, Hot Take Wrestling Podcast. All righty. Oh, last but not least, sponsors, people that want to do commercials or advertisers. If you guys would like to get in contact with us to advertise your merchandise, please get with us on Twitter at Wrestling Take or on IG at Hot Take Wrestling, or you can always email us at hottakeWrestlingPodcast@gmail.com.
Also, we're gonna be riding in Tacoma. You guys see us in the green. See us in the green Tacoma. Shout us out. The way you drive. That's a tip.
I feel like my anger at the whole event in Columbus was probably built up frustrations from the Tacoma. That's all I got. That's
I don't have a Tacoma. I have a Jeep Commander.
No, we're going in Tacoma.
No Tacoma, Joe. Why would we go into Tacoma? We could go into Jeep.
You're going into Tacoma.
Fuck yeah, we go to Tacoma. Let's have Tacoma. Toyota Tacoma. Toyota.
You got the whole hands. I didn't, so you know how that trip went.
He brings sand to the beach, man. We're not gonna get into that though. That's another
Toyota Tacoma.
My Columbusian got a man, so
mine does too. Oh man. All right. All right, Joe.
Wait. Y'all ready?
Yeah, man.
You ready? I want y'all to look me right in the camera. My Columbus said got a bad too. Toyota Tacoma.
V-Trigger.
Toyota Tacoma. Ooh, yeah. All right, let me stop.
Oh man.
Shout out to Columbus, man. They're taking our bays.
Columbus.
Taking our bays.
Yeah. Shout out to Columbus.
Oh boy. All righty. Okay.
I just hope they're not wrestling fans. But you know what? Columbus is a big town. Go ahead though, Tim. Sorry.
It is. Hey, you know, you never know.
Hey, look at me. Motherfucker wasn't. That shit was small as fuck. You remember that shit. It was downtown, it was uptown, it was done. You remember that shit. All right.
Damn. Hipster ass egg white sandwich.
All right, Joe. Not here. Not there. But right here.
You didn't know? Your ass better call somebody.
Kick Wrestling Podcast is brought to you by the NMG Network, a division of NMG Enterprises, LLC.